or saying something, not treating somebody with the proper respect, or not being, not living up necessarily to a what would Jesus do kind of moment. And that's one thing. That's making a mistake.
That's right.
And the cryptic term is pattern of behavior.
That's right.
Calling escort service multiple times
for yourself
not over a year or two.
That would have been a bad problem.
That is not just. That's going way beyond I made a mistake.
It's absolutely saying one thing and doing another.
It is. Absolutely.
I mean, it's a blatant defiance of what comes out of your own mouth, and that's why he's like. And look, we'll dive into it. I know we got to get to our first break, but Gus Malzahn and he were probably the two closest guys, as far as friendships concerned in the SEC, outside of maybe Kirby Smart and Nick Saban. I don't know how much friends Nick Saban is with anybody. Well, in Kirby Smart, I don't know.
Nick and Will, Kirby and Will Muschamp may be.
Kirby and Will Muschamp because they played together. But, the thing is, but outside of that, I think Hugh Freeze and Gus Malzahn had a pretty good relationship.
Yeah, and Art Brown.
Yeah.
This
is starting to get. I mean, should Auburn fans be worried? Because of the company you hang out with, Andy.
It's a good point. We are up against our first break. We are brought to you by JR's Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. We appreciate so much their sponsorship of all of our programming. If you're looking for a great lunch, or if you're hot or cold, check out Sunshine Heating and Air.
Hot right now. You're looking to make it cold.
You're looking to make it cold. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin, comfort for life.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just $1 down, plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just $1 down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized easy-go cart dealer that has no limits on a perfect easy-go cart. Whether it's a fully customized cart or a stock-made cart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best easy-go carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Andy and Brett here with you until 9 o'clock this morning. We like to play some games here on Sports Blitz and Saturday Sports Countdown. And as I mentioned, high school football just around the corner. We've been gearing up for college football, doing SEC previews every week on our Tuesday show. Time to talk a little high school football. So I felt like it would be a good time to do a little fill in the blank, a BRHS edition. So all of you out there that are Wildcat fans, we'll ask Brett here, and again, who would know better than Brett Pritchard, the voice of the Wildcats. So we'll just start with an easy one. A bit of a quarterback shuffle last year for the Wildcats. Blank will be leading the Wildcats this year at quarterback.
Yeah, it'll be Landon Cotney. He's a junior, coming off a sophomore campaign last year where he was thrust into the position about midway through the season. I thought Landon did a really good job at quarterback for us last year, and a guy that's got a tremendous upside. He's a tough competitor, can run the football, can throw it pretty well. He plays baseball as well. He's a good baseball player. So another one of those two-sport athletes that really can get after it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how much more Landon's grown in his abilities this year at quarterback from last year, because he got about 5 starts under his belt, and I thought he played really well. In the Chilton County game last year at home, I think he grew up in that game because he had to. Chilton County scored late, and they kicked off to us, and we had about 2 minutes, maybe less than that. I think it was less than 2 minutes to go in the game, and we had to go about 80 yards and score a touchdown, and couldn't get in field goal range to win it. You had to score a touchdown, and he methodically led the team down in a 2-minute offense and threw a touchdown pass, and it was just as pretty of a orchestrated 2-minute offense as I've seen in a long time. I mean, it's hard to run a 2-minute offense to perfection, but it's pretty when they do it right, and at any level. It doesn't matter if it's high school, college, or pro. So Landon, I think we've got a tremendous upside at the quarterback position. Again, he'll be coming back as a junior with some experience under his belt, so that's going to be key.
Wildcats' record last year was?
Well, they ended up finishing one game under 500 after the playoffs. So.
Okay. The strongest position group on the team in 2017 will be blank.
I think we're loaded. I think our strongest position within one side of the ball is our linebackers. I really like our linebackers as a whole. I mean, Benjamin Hendricks comes back as a senior, and as far as his size is concerned, he's a guy that you look at and you go, well, how's that guy make all these plays? And he just does, But he's probably the strongest guy on the team. He's got a lot of weightlifting records under his belt statewide, and he's just a smart player of the game. And then you got a Trey Gray coming back. You've got some guys that are moving around in some positions. That may be moving from linebacker to maybe defensive line. That provides you a Jaden Tuck, who is the nephew of Justin Tuck. I'm looking forward to seeing him play on the end next year or this year, and seeing what he can do. He's a senior as well. So, of course, I'm not naming everybody, but our linebacking core as a whole is pretty good. And you got to have great linebackers to have a good defense, because
no doubt.
That is a must. And so I really am looking forward to seeing that linebacker position and seeing how they can play this year.
Well, every team has strong points. Every team has some weak points, and maybe they may not be weak as the season goes along, but coming into the season, you may have some question marks. What's the most questionable position group on the team in 2017?
Well, I think you got to look at a couple of different areas for this team, and I think Coach Horn certainly would call in and correct me or tell me I'm dead on. But I think you got to look at your offensive line because of the player personnel that you lost, but also a strong suit for our offensive line because you do have some starters coming back that also got a tremendous amount of experience last year. It was their first time to get in there and start last year, so they're gonna be more seasoned as well. And I heard that they're working extremely hard in the weight room and in the off season. They've had a great off season, so I'm looking for the offensive line. But that doesn't mean when they're questionable, it doesn't mean they're going to be bad. It's just that how is this unit going to perform? And then on the backside in the secondary, we got torched several times last year over the top in key situations. But we got some guys coming back that have some talent. There's going to be some youth back there. There's going to be some growing pains, but I really like the opportunity in the secondary for the Wildcats. So you're going to have to look at those two areas. And I think if you shore those up, Andy, this team could have a chance to be really good.
The most difficult matchups on the Wildcats' schedule are blank.
How much time we have.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at
we run down the schedule if you like.
Well, I mean, you open up with Stanhope, and that's
on the road.
It's a jamboree game, so it doesn't count.
They're not going to count.
Well, I don't know. I don't think this one counts. So
is this the situation where you can or cannot?
Yeah, that's right, and it doesn't count. It's it's a starter for both programs. You know, Stanhope and Benjamin Russell have a history.
Can you decide if you win or lose after?
No, you can't do that. I don't think they'll allow you to do that. Be nice if you could.
Yeah.
But Stanhope obviously is. I won't go as far as to say they're a rival of Alex City, but you know they've had a long history. That's a series that has been played a lot. We've had the upper hand in that series the last several times, and really hadn't been close. And we went through a lull there, and they had some kids that really played well. You know, several years ago that, you know, namely D. Milner, but we went down there and played a D. Milner team and almost won, and we struggled that year. But Stanhope, you know, they've got a new coach. It'll be interesting to see how they perform this year. They always have a lot of talent, so that'll be a good test for us out of the gate because you're going to have a lot of talented guys across the ball that are going to test you in a lot of positions, so you get to see where you are. Central Clay last year, this is the only team that beat Beauregard in the season last year. Now, Beauregard helped them a lot. I mean, I hate to bust the bubble out there with my Central Clay buddies. I got a bunch of them, a lot of great people. But Beauregard turned the ball over a tremendous amount of time, and but Clay Central made them pay for it. And so Clay Central returns some really dynamic players on offense. This was a team that was loaded last year, and they beat us on a last-second field goal up there at their place. So I know our guys they remember that, and they want to try to repay that favor. So and it's the first time that Central team has been able to beat Danny Horn since he's come to Benjamin Russell. So Central Clay will be a very good football team. So you open up with the Jamboree against Stanhope and a very good first game against Central Clay. Pelham, they'll be much improved from last year. That was a team that got better as the year went on, Andy. We caught them at a good time early in the year, really put it to them at their place earlier in the season. But they'll come in under a guy that's only been there now a couple of years, and I'm sure he's getting his feet under him, and they'll be a much improved team. At Chelsea, I mean, this Chelsea program over the last few years has really increased the bar as far as what their level of expectations are, and they're well coached, very talented football team. They lost quite a bit off their team, so it'll be interesting to see how they rebound and what they do. We have to go on the road to play them.
Let's take a break and then come back and look at the second half of that Benjamin Russell schedule. We'll be back with more of Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
If you've ever wanted a Lexus, now is your opportunity at the Reinhardt Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. The time of the year to get savings on the Lexus you want. With extra inventory, the selection is better than ever on the most popular models. Save thousands with low monthly payments and special financing. Get 0% APR on the ES for 60 months. At Reinhardt Lexus, an opportunity like this only knocks once a year. So find your Lexus today at Reinhardt Lexus, where you'll feel like family.
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Relief has a new address in Alexander City. Main Street Family Urgent Care is now open across from Walmart on Highway 280. From cuts, broken bones, strep throat, and flu, they can help you heal and feel better fast. Open 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 on Saturday, and 1 to 6 on Sunday.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937. 866-837-6937. Or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
Heads up, we're going back to 77. Disco, bell-bottoms, and Ford F-Series starts its epic run as the best-selling trucks in America. Fast forward to 2017, F-Series is still king for 40 straight years. How? Rock-solid durability, up to the nanosecond technology, and jaw-dropping capability. No wonder the competition hasn't been number one since these. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 40 straight years.
Bucks Island is one of the oldest boat dealers in Alabama, serving boaters since 1948 with the largest boat showroom in the state. Bass boats featuring Skeeter, cruisers and sport boats featuring Monterey, pontoons featuring Crest, G3, and Voyagers, powered by Mercury and Yamaha. Bucks Island has sold over 10,000 boats, and with a full service and parts and accessories department to keep your boat in top condition. Don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote. Visit Bucks Island on Highway 77 in Southside or online at bucksisland.com. Give them a call at 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island, where our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown, brought to you by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Andy and Brett here with you for about an hour and a half longer. Looking at the Benjamin Russell Wildcats, playing a little fill in the blank. We were talking about the most difficult matchups on the schedule, and quite frankly, that could be about 10 different teams. So we were looking at the first half of the schedule. We got down to September the 22nd, and that's the Opelika Bulldogs coming to the Sports Blitz.
Well, you know, first of all, let me just say this about last year and this schedule. If they had a high school ranking for strength of schedule, Benjamin Russell, all classifications would be, I mean, they'd be in the top 10 in the state. Yeah. Because at one point in time, we had played 7 teams on our schedule that were in the top 5 in their classification, whether that be 6A, 5A, or 4A, and several of them were number 1.
Yeah.
So on this year, if you look at results, Opelika finished runner-up last year in the state championship game. Probably should have won it from a talent standpoint. They lost their quarterback, you know, in the game, and that's part of it. And you have to make adjustments. But Opelika will be loaded again as always. But you know, Blackman's gone. You know?
Yeah, who's the new coach over there?
I can't
remember his name.
Yeah, you caught me on a weak moment there, which I have a lot of these days. But Brian Blackman, you know, goes over to Auburn,
right?
Not Auburn High School, Auburn University, to join Gus Malzahn's staff. So, you know, they'll have some adjustments and some things to get through, but Opelika's got a lot of talent and they can play through that kind of stuff. But Opelika, strong last year. Oxford, I thought was a game that we had a chance to win. We jumped out on them early at their place and kind of just the air came out of the balloon. It went out of the balloon. We couldn't move the football in the second half, and they ended up coming back and beating us. But that was one that we let slip through our fingers. But Oxford's a very talented program. They ended up running I think they ended up running the table after they beat us and got on into the playoffs. Had a good football team. They were in the top 5 last year in the 6A classification. Chilton County. We go on the road there. This will be an interesting game. Offensive line coach Tal Morrison for the last several years at Ben Russell. Now the new head coach at Chilton County. So, you know, and let me tell you, they don't make them any better than Tal Morrison. I hated to lose Tal here at Benjamin Russell for several different reasons. Selfishly, my son's coming up through the ranks in playing offensive line, and that's how much I thought of Tal and his technique and what I have witnessed and watched him do as far as coaching guys at Benjamin Russell. So, but he'll do a fine job there. It's a good opportunity for Tal, and I hope he just doesn't have a very good night on October the 6th. Minor was as good as of a football team, 7A through 1A last year at any point in time, and we jumped on them, had the lead in the first half, and they showed in the second half why they're so special. They're just absolutely talented in every position, and they can make up for mistakes with their speed and their agility and skill position players, and that'll be a tough team to beat again. Now they've had a change in coaches as well. Had a little situation go on with their head coach last year with where he had to resign. So new leadership means new program. So we'll see how that plays out. Got to go to Helena. This is a school that hadn't been in existence for but a short amount of time. This was a game I had penciled in that we would win last year, and Helena came in and they got better during the year and showed that they've got some talent, and that'll be a tough game on the road. And then maybe the toughest game that we'll play all year is Wetumpka. Wetumpka is loaded. Cavassier Smoke is the running back for Wetumpka. What a name for running back. What a name, you know, Smoke. You know, because he'll smoke you. And they've got 2 talented running backs in the backfield. They've got a ton of skill position guys. This is one of the best Wetumpka teams that we've seen in a long time. And so that's a tough game. And then we'll end with the 5A state champs in Beauregard. And LaDamian Webb will come to town, and the Mississippi State commitment. I'm sure this year with his play will dictate more offers for him. So will he do enough to garner more interest from Nick Saban and Gus Malzahn? We'll see. How committed to Mississippi State is he? But that's about as hard of a schedule as you'll play. And then, of course, last year we went in the first round of playoffs and played Hillcrest Tuscaloosa, who was in the top 5, and had Brian Robinson, who's at Alabama now. So this team went through this schedule last year, Andy, so they're tested. They know what they're up against this year, so I think that really makes a difference.
Finishing out here, Blank could be a breakout player this season.
David Heron. I really think, and I hate to say a breakout player because he's already been a good football player for us, but I think the spotlight's on him now that you know, he's going to be in the backfield running the football. No Nicole Maxwell back there that garnered all the carries. This will be David's opportunity to shine. He's a very smart player on both sides of the ball, very good defensive player, but I think Coach Horn's trying to relegate, for depth purposes, more you're specified to this side of the ball. And, of course, a loss on defense for us taking David off, but putting him on offense really gives us an opportunity to move the football. And I think that shows the depth of our linebacking core and our defensive guys being able to move him off and make him full-time offense.
The Wildcats definitely are capable of winning blank games this year.
That's a loaded question. I mean, and it's loaded for not because I don't want to jump out there and say, well, you know, but I think that if this team can battle through injuries and the nicks, the bumps and the bruises, our defense is going to keep us in every game. We've changed offenses, so how can we respond there, and how many points can we score? I think a lot of pressure will be on our offense to put enough points on the board to win some of these close games that we're going to be in. But we were in the Wetumpka game last year. We were in the Minor game last year. We were in the Opelika game last year. We should have probably beat Oxford. Had Central Clay beat us on the last second field goal. I mean, this team in the regular season could win 6 or 7 ball games. I mean, if it really ties in. I mean, this schedule's too tough to say that you're going to run the table. But I think they could legitimately win 6 or 7 in the regular season, and then when you get in the playoffs, who knows what could happen.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the upcoming season for the Benjamin Russell Wildcats. And remember that Stanhope game, August 25th, is a jamboree type game. So, but nonetheless, football
still a tough.
Football's here.
And go pick a jamboree. Probably just pick somebody else.
Absolutely. Go ahead and take another break. Join us when we come back. More to come right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with 0 down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for 0 down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
When enjoying the lake this season, make sure to drop by Harbor Point Marina for all your gas, snacks, boating supplies, and beverage needs. Harbor Point also wants you to come see our remaining 2017 Crest pontoons, priced to move at all-season pricing. Harbor Point Crest sales have been tremendous, and they're ready to unload their remaining 2017 Crest Tritoons to make way for the 2018 order. Come see the best in pontoons at our 2017 season closeout prices. Act now because inventory is limited, and enjoy your new Crest pontoon this year. For all your own water needs and sacrifice pricing on Crest pontoons, get to the point. Harbor Point at Still Waters on Lake Martin.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Advantage is defined as a favorable or desirable circumstance or feature, a benefit, and that's just what you'll get with the Gills Auto Sales 5-Star Advantage. Gills Worry-Free Guarantee, a 30-month, 30,000-mile warranty on every vehicle, specialized maintenance from the area's top technicians, and free oil changes with each purchase. Flexible financing to fit any budget or credit situation. Convenience with 6 locations offering quick and easy approvals. And selection, the area's volume leader with over 400 vehicles in stock. There's only one place to get the 5-Star Advantage, and that's only at Gills.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Looking forward to the upcoming high school football season. Also looking forward to the upcoming college football season, which will begin again the last week of August. There will be some games that weekend before the full season gets underway September the 2nd. Actually, I guess August 31st. Arkansas will play, I think, on a Thursday, that Thursday, August 31st. But Nick Saban made some interesting comments in the, what do they call it, the car wash at ESPN. I still can't figure out why they call it that. I don't know. But anyway, because I did not see him washing a car, but could have missed that.
That would be pretty cool if they made all of them wash
it. Really would be pretty interesting.
Probably the first time any of them washed a car in a long time.
Manual labor. What a fun guy. But he, Nick Saban is always outspoken, and he says what he believes, and quite frankly, a lot of the things that he say I agree with. But some of the things he says I occasionally might take umbrage with. But this is one I think we both, from a fan perspective, like the fact that he says that, and he's been saying this for a while, that Power 5 teams should really only play Power 5 teams. He says that we need to redo the schedule like that, and then if you redo the schedule and you only play Power 5 only play Power 5 schools, then you could maybe think about expanding the playoff a little bit from maybe 8 teams to, or maybe 4 teams to maybe 12 teams almost. So however you want to do it, you can expand it as far as you want to. But you have really basically 2 separate instances. You have the bowl games and then you have the playoff. But it's an interesting concept.
Well, it's no secret that Luke's our Alabama guy and how much he's been outspoken. If you watch our program and hear him, he's not in favor of the play. First of all, he didn't really like the playoff to begin with, but expanding the playoff is almost borderline sacrilegious. That's exactly right. Well, Nick Saban wants to, in this scenario, wants to expand the playoff. Now, the part that he says that we all agree with is that I think we'd like to see us all play Power 5 teams. Because, and let me just say this from a fan standpoint, and I hate it for the Kent States of the world and the smaller schools out there that the Mercers that are on both Auburn and Alabama schedule this year, that's first year of football. I mean, who is really excited about that game? Okay, I mean, Mercer said, we're going to go schedule as many $2 million paydays as we can get. And that's exactly what they're getting out of it, because that game is not competitive. I have zero interest in going to that game. I don't want to go. I will not go probably, because it just is what it is, because that's just where I am with the all-day ordeal of going to a college football game, which it's turned into now, Andy. I don't want to go see Auburn play Mercer. And I don't know how many Alabama fans want to go see Alabama play Mercer. But it's on the schedule, and Auburn opens up with Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern's a formidable opponent. They've got a good history in their division, but I still am not real fired up about watching Auburn play Georgia Southern. I mean, so the whole gist of this is, from a fan standpoint, I do want to see more competition, because it's all about the dollars now. It's all about status and, well, who have you beaten, and you get points for this or credit for this with the playoff committee. So I like that part, but on the flip side, the sympathetic side for us, Andy, what you were talking about is you can write these other programs off, because when the Power Fives start playing the Power Fives and that's it, these other programs are probably not going to survive. Now, in the business world, so I'm going to take my sympathetic hat off and put my business hat on. It's not Auburn and Alabama's responsibility to keep these programs up, okay? It's not their responsibility if somebody wants to take a chance and go build a $30 million or $50 million stadium, smaller stadium at these schools, that they schedule Nebraska and Auburn and Alabama and Florida to help pay for that, to make payments on that stadium. So from that standpoint, if they go away, it is what it is as far as that's concerned, and that's just the business world. But from a sympathetic standpoint, that's that many less opportunities for kids that want to continue to play college football, gives them an opportunity to play. Because now, if you take one school away, that's how many slots on a football team? 100 and about 110.
Yeah, 85 scholarships.
Well, 85 scholarships, but it's 110 players a lot of times. Well, that's 110 guys that aren't going to get a chance. So every time you do that, through all divisions, you lose that. So, I mean, things tend to have a way of playing themselves out, but everything in the scope and landscape of college football is changing, Andy, because the TV contracts and all this stuff with ESPN on the downward swing as far as the money and the revenue. But that's where all this money comes from that's a give back program, from the SEC network to all these schools and I don't know. We're at a crossroads on, you cutting your nose off to spite your face on some things.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't really any easy answers because any which way you go, somebody's going to be happy and somebody's not. And really, that's the way it is in life and in most things that you do. But Nick Saban's talking about doing a 10-game SEC schedule. So you play 10 teams, and now that's another thing. It's going to be what, 24 before Auburn plays Florida again? I mean, there's something crazy.
Well, there's another.
You get to play more teams. You get to travel to maybe more places in the SEC. That would be a good thing. You wouldn't have to worry about all these rivalries
and now there's
going away.
There's a push to add another game to the schedule.
Well, to add an open day.
That's what I'm saying.
And here you would almost. I mean, that would have to be a given. If you had 10 SEC games and 2 out of conference Power 5 teams, like you played, 10 SEC games, and then you played Nebraska and Michigan, or you played, whatever, Florida State
but college football
Oklahoma
would be, from an enjoyment standpoint, the cupcake games would be gone. And, Auburn and Notre Dame are in heavy talks to try to make this thing happen. I know it didn't work out, for the kickoff with Washington, whatever. But now, I mean, Auburn and Notre Dame have never played each other. I mean, that's almost a travesty. And I know Notre Dame isn't that big a deal, but Luke and I had this conversation. Auburn opens up with Washington next year, and Washington's a better program right now than Notre Dame. But from a name standpoint, who would you rather play in the Dome? Would you rather play Notre Dame? Would you rather play Washington? Well, I'd rather play Notre Dame because, Washington has had its moments, but from a historic standpoint, Notre Dame, it's not even close. Mm-hmm. So, and for the fact that they've never played each other too, that's a given for me. I'd love to go to Atlanta next year. And I still may go to Atlanta to watch the Washington game, but it would be, you can imagine that ticket?
Oh, yeah, it'd be
Could you
great.
imagine the ticket to try to get in? But if Auburn can land a home and home with Notre Dame, that's definitely a trip I'm going on.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me? I mean, that's something you're like, pencil me in. But so many people are going to say that, so there's only so many tickets. The ticket costs are going to be expensive.
And that, you wouldn't have to do, for the 2 out-of-conference games, if you only had Power 5 teams, you could just rotate. That way, eventually, over a 10-year period, you could play, you could just eventually play pretty much everybody.
That's
a lot of
right.
different conferences. So, I mean, if you contained it. But I think, and we're up against another break here, but if you do it this way, if you just start playing Power 5 teams, I believe I think you need to create another national championship for the lower spectrum of FBS.
I've said that a couple of times. And
you know what? I may be the only one, but I watched Division III championship
well, that's
game.
fine.
I watched the Division II championship game.
Yeah.
I watched the FCS championship game. I would watch that other one. I think it would draw some fan interest.
No, it definitely would draw fan interest. And look, it gives relevance to some of these teams that lace up their cleats every summer getting ready for there are teams out there now, and I know legitimately there's probably only 5 to 8 teams that feel like they have a chance to win a national championship this year probably. But there are some that there's zero chance. There is a better chance of a meteor landing in the middle of their stadium than them having a chance to win the national championship. Vanderbilt, I'm just going to use them for example. There's 0.000 chance of them winning. And I know it's not a good example because they're going to stay in the Power 5 but a team like them, if you had Western Kentucky, for example, I'll use them. They have no chance to win a national championship. So why not create one that that changes the mentality of their players and their program and go, we got a shot? Because Western Kentucky is a pretty good program at their level. So now they've got a chance to go and play.
It's more competitive.
That's exactly right. I mean, so, no offense to Troy, but Troy's not going to have a shot to go play in the Rose Bowl to win a national championship. But they could win a national championship at their level. They've done it in the past. So
the Cincinnatis of the world. I mean, you know,
the Cincinnati.
You could do.
That's right.
I think it would be. I think it would be great for every. I mean, but again, this is.
What
we're
about
talking
Southern
about,
Miss the year that they were undefeated?
Sure. We're talking about rearranging the entirety of college football, and that ain't. It takes an act of Congress just to do minor things, to change the meal program out of the college. Okay. So what we're talking about, this is going to take some real forward thinking, and I'm not sure it's there, but it's fun to talk about anyway.
Well, it's also affecting these bowl games,
yes,
which
that's true.
All these contracts and all this kind of. I mean, it is so far away from being something real that it may not even be worth discussing.
Up against the break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
At U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Jewelry by Design is Auburn's premier jeweler for over 20 years. Mark and Tammy Nelson invite you to see their unique selection of engagement rings, each crafted to be a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, custom designed with only natural premium diamonds that are never enhanced. Jewelry by Design is also your officially licensed Auburn University jeweler that handcrafts all of their Auburn jewelry, as unique as your passion for the Auburn Tigers. For jewelry that's crafted to your style, visit Jewelry by Design on Dean Road in Auburn or online at jewelrybydesignauburn.com.
If you had $6,000, how would you spend it?
I'd pay bills.
How about a new car?
Vacation! At Hyundai of Auburn today, you can get the new car and do the other things.
What? How?
Pick out your dream car and drive away with as much as $6,000 to spend however you'd like.
America's best warranty and $6,000?
Luxury and $6,000.
Be thinking how to spend your $6,000. HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Vacation!
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin, comfort for life. Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Talking about Nick Saban's comments about changing up the schedule. Power 5 teams only playing other Power 5 teams, and certainly from a fan's perspective, that would be ideal. It would create so much more fan interest. Every single week would mean something. It would be a great game to watch. It'd be more on television. I mean, like you said, Auburn plays Mercer. They play Georgia Southern. They play Louisiana Monroe this year. All three of those games, I mean, we're already talking about Georgia Southern. You don't take them for granted, but You can take Mercer for granted. You can take Louisiana Monroe.
We can go find 11 guys on both sides of the ball out here in the road. Somewhere probably going to put up a good.
Mercer hadn't had they just started football back in 2013, and they only took about a 70-year hiatus. But so that's just not going to be a fun game.
You think they got their act together now?
And they play Auburn and Alabama. But I mean that's $4 million probably.
No way to build your program up monetarily than go out and schedule the Giants, but no way to diminish your roster.
I'm
to go out
telling you,
getting killed every week.
Another aspect of it though is Saban wants to get rid of the 6th win to go to a bowl game. He says we need a better system for that. You need a power ranking or some sort of. They'll do it the way you do it in the playoff. Have a committee say this team deserves to go, this team doesn't, or whatever. And that's probably true too because
there's so many bowl games now. You take losing records.
And yeah, that's true. And plus, teams schedule now to get 6 wins.
That's right.
That's they schedule these teams so they can get 6 wins.
3 of those wins. I mean, so
who cares?
He just like he mentioned, he just 7 games at home. 3 of them nobody cares about. I'm going to use an example of that and why that game, that out of conference, give me win is. I just don't care to take the time to go. We played Ball State several years ago, and at the time before I moved my seats at Auburn, my seat was on the end of the aisle. I actually loved that seat, by the way, because you're right there and you can just jet out. And
quick
getaway. But you're sitting on the edge of the seat, and I'm sitting there, and the sun's it was an early afternoon game, so the sun's kind of beating down, all that. I fell asleep in my seat and fell off onto the stairs. And I mean that's how bored I was in that game. That zero interest. And I'm like, I get up and I'm like, I kind of played it off like, oh man, lost my back. I thought to myself, this thing's at a new level. I mean, we don't need to probably come back. We don't need to come back to. I mean, but that's how you look around, Andy. Nobody's even watching the game. I mean, it's just, and now, it just, to me, that kind of sets the picture or paints the portrait for what he's talking about with these games. And I know we got to get to the break, we got to catch up. So, but we'll come back, we'll keep this discussion.
Yeah, and just the final point on that, going to a game, tailgating, all that stuff, the whole experience, it's fun. Either way, I mean, there's some fun to it, but
not when you're getting ready to go watch play Ball State.
Completely different experience when it's an SEC, when there's some electricity in there. It is just totally different.
I mean, well, just think. I'm sitting at the tailgate, and we got all this stuff and all this effort to put out, and we're about to go watch Ball State. I'm not tailgating for Ball State, but now when Georgia or Arkansas or Florida or Tennessee's in town,
it's something different.
Daggum right, man. Different. I mean, because you got guys coming down the road, hey, what's up? And,
that
then they make a little snide comment to you here and there and all that, and it's just like, well, you just wait, buddy. Yeah. You wait a few hours and get your tail whipped in there. So, I mean, that's the whole difference. I mean, Ball State brings nobody. And their team, it's a mutilation. How bad are we going? The only thing you get out of it's a lot of times anger because we go in there and don't play as good as we ought to. And I think it was Western Kentucky last year at Nick Saban. They gave up that touchdown late, and he blew up and almost had a stroke on the sideline in a game that didn't even matter. So, I mean, that's kind of where we are with it.
If you got any thoughts, 256-234-6221. We'll be back with more right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At US AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, US AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the US AmeriBank difference. US AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Centricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a four-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. As I swallow, have a little something. You get in the middle, and then all of a sudden you just have to swallow.
Well, you know what?
You just got to do it. There's no getting around it.
It's kind of important to life.
It is.
Either that or just suffocate.
Let's look at 10 burning questions that will decide the SEC race. I mean,
burning on fire.
These are hot, right off the press from
fire.
Saturday Down South. These are not original.
You would like to take claim for them.
If you're not going to do it,
we do.
If you're not going to do Saturday Down South stuff on Saturday, what's the point?
I mean, that's the time to do Saturday. Right?
It is. Number 1, and these are not in really any discernible order. Will Georgia's offensive line improve enough to make a difference? You know this. I mean, we've been talking. When Mark Rick was there, we talked about this for 10 years. I mean, Stacy Searle, everybody said Stacy Searle is the best offensive line coach. Oh, my goodness. Everybody at Auburn, we got to get him back on campus. And every year, they got so much talent. And they were mixing and matching, trying to do, I mean, it was a makeshift line every
and we still don't beat
year. And we're 2-9 in the last 11 years.
I'd hate to know if they got their act together what it'd be like.
Is something going to change? Is it going to be different
they're
under Kirby? That's the question.
Their running game's still phenomenal. Nick Chubb, Sonny Michel, those guys back there, they got a great quarterback. Obviously, in our pick'ems, I predicted Georgia to win the East, and I predicted them to be undefeated possibly coming into the Auburn game. So I'm going to say yes. Their O-line will be good enough to get them based on their schedule and who they play. I think that'll get them enough to where it makes a difference. Georgia's a team to watch this year.
Will the Florida quarterbacks deliver the best offense of the McElwain era? It wouldn't take much.
Well, I was about to say, you want to talk about starting from subterranean surface here. I mean, if you get to 0, you've done something.
Malik Zaire, Philippe Franks, it'll be one of the two. I think most people think maybe Malik Zaire.
Yeah, they got to prove. They got to prove themselves. So, I mean, like you just said, and you took the words out of my mouth, it's not going to take much effort to be better than what they've had on the field the last few years.
But if Florida does put a pretty good offense on the field,
they could be scary, and there's no doubt about it. I mean, look, I think there's that element for 10 of the 14 teams in the SEC. If this person or if this unit comes through, then okay. But that's a big if for everybody, and everybody's got that if out there. So
outside of Georgia and Florida, though, you'd be surprised, maybe not shocked, but surprised if anybody else won the East outside of Florida.
This would I tell you what it would. I tell you what it's setting up to do. It's setting up for Tennessee to win the East. You know why? Because the last 2 years was their year to win it, and they fell on their face. So now everybody's like, well, Georgia's come along. This is Georgia. You know, usually when Georgia's, it's their year. I mean, so, and I'm on the Georgia bandwagon. I find myself back on that. Here I am riding that train again, thinking Georgia, and they always disappoint. So it's set up for Florida and Georgia to implode, and for Tennessee to back their way into an East championship, or even the next topic could really raise some eyebrows.
Will the South Carolina sophomores take the next step? That would be Jake Bentley. That would be Rico Dowdle, among many others. They're a pretty young team.
I'm telling you right now, there's an uncanny calmness to Jake Bentley. And if you watch him in media days, this kid just turned 19 years old, okay? And he's up there talking like Tom Brady at media days. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's up there, and it's like, ask him a question, he's like, well, it's just kind of what we do, and I got confidence in my line. I don't really look at the pressure. I'm looking downfield. I'm like, man, this kid, this guy has got a chance to do some special things, not only from a talent level, but from a poise level, Andy. So I'm telling you, if they get it rolling there, Georgia and Florida better watch out, because they could be a scary component to the Eastern Division. And then, of course, Tennessee's an X factor out there. Although I really feel like Tennessee's going to sneak in, I'm just saying that they could because of the way it's setting up. But South Carolina sophomores definitely could take the next step.
Can Kentucky produce a winning record in the SEC for the first time since 1977?
I'd have to go back.
They were 500 last year.
I'd have to go back and look at my predictions. I don't have my paper in front of me. Do you remember how I predicted it?
I don't think you. I think you probably had them at about 4-4, because I think that they ended up being 7-5, 8-4, something like that.
I mean, I know that they were. They're typically a team under Stoops that really gets off to a fast start and then tails off. I mean, it's almost like Kevin Sumlin at Texas A&M. Yeah. What are you, 5-0 after the bye, and then you get 1-5 after that. Yeah. I mean, so it's a situation where I think. I don't know. I would be willing to say no on that.
Will Butch Jones go with a two-man quarterback rotation? But if he's smart.
Did you realize what you just said?
I meant that. I
know. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that question. So I don't have a say, nor do I really care.
Well, if he doesn't want to win the East, that's a good strategy.
That's exactly right.
How would the Tennessee offensive line crystallize? Here we go again. I mean, building blocks of an offense and defense are the lines. If you win the line of scrimmage, you usually win the game.
Yeah. Tennessee's just they missed their opportunity, I think. Now, they'll have to have help. They'll have to play above their head this year, and they'll have to exceed expectations, and they'll have to have Florida and Georgia falter. That's that's really the only path to the SEC East championship for Tennessee. I mean, do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who will emerge in the Georgia passing game? They're a lot like Auburn. You got a quarterback that can throw the ball, and Jacob Eason. Who does he have to throw it to? Riley Ridley's one of them, but
you don't even
a lot of unknown players.
You don't even have listed Godwin on here.
No, well, I mean, he's kind of he's the number one. He's a known commodity. Right?
Well, I mean, he's a known commodity, but I mean, you're right. I mean, I know what you're saying is emerging, but I'd be willing to say Isaac Nauta. I mean, at tight end, Georgia is a program regardless of coach. And I know Mark Richt's been the coach there up until last couple of years. He had a whole era in itself. Did an outstanding job always utilizing the tight end. He didn't pull a Malzahn and forget that was a position on the field. They've always had great, big, athletic tight ends, and they've been able to use them. Leonard Pope, and there's been some other ones, but they've always been able to utilize the tight end position. And Naughta's another one of those guys. He's an added weapon that you got to account for out there. That I still don't understand why programs don't understand how important that position on the field is. It's the most versatile position on the field. You can use him as a blocker and he can leave and go catch a pass. Why wouldn't you utilize that position more? And so that's a thing that Georgia has done well over the last 20 years is they've utilized their tight end position. I wish Auburn would get back to doing that more as well.
Can Florida continue the hot home streak? They're 11-1 in the McElwain era. That's, it goes back to.
Let's look at who they played at home.
Yeah.
That probably tells more of a tale than, when teams are down and there's cupcakes on the schedule, it's probably not hard to go 11-1.
We're up against a break here. We'll come back. We'll finish this out. We'll go into 10 burning questions about the SEC West. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Purchasing a new home is easier than you think, and America's Home Place can show you the way. For over 41 years, we've built thousands of homes for people just like you. We guide you through the entire process from purchasing a lot, finding financial options, to putting the finishing touches on your beautiful new house. Come tour our showroom and see over 100 customizable floor plans. Visit us online at americashomeplace.com/TV for a free floor plan book. America's Home Place. We make building easy.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Summertime means savings time during the summer clearance event at Bice Motors. Save over $8,200 on a great selection of loaded new 2017 Chrysler 200 Limiteds. Was $25,705, now $17,500. Need a truck? Bice has new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x2s for $299 a month.
Guaranteed lowest price, or we'll pay you the difference in price twice.
Don't miss the summer clearance event going on now. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Looking at 10 burning questions for the SEC East and West. We hope to make you feel the 10 burning questions within yourself.
Light it up.
How soon can Will Muschamp rebuild the defense in South Carolina? That's a good question. They were not very good last year, although they did make some, I think, modest improvements from the year before.
I think probably more of a question on that side of the ball than offense, even though they're so young over there and they got a sophomore quarterback. I mean, that's a, he didn't do a very good job at Auburn. I don't know how much his heart was in it. I don't know what
laid a foundation for this year.
Oh, yeah, of course he did. Yeah, such a strong foundation he laid. I don't know. I think that's where the pressure is for him.
Can Kentucky snap streaks against Florida and Tennessee? They have lost 31 of 32 against Tennessee, and they have lost 30 straight games against Florida.
They won't beat Florida. They got a chance against
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Had Florida beat in Gainesville a couple years ago.
I know it.
God,
they won't beat Florida. They got a chance to beat Tennessee.
That would be good if they could. All right, let's switch over to the SEC West. How far can Nick Fitzgerald take Mississippi State? That's a good question.
He don't have enough around him. Most of the time, I would say, great quarterback play, and I think Nick Fitzgerald probably from an athletic standpoint may be the best athletic quarterback in the league. But I mean, there's just not enough around him to make a difference.
What impact will Chip Lindsey have on Auburn's offense?
Auburn fans
better have a big one.
They better have a huge one. Better be able to be more balanced and less predictable. I think that's been Auburn's problem the last 2 years, is that everybody in the country, the most novice football fan, can look at Auburn's alignment and look at what they were doing and their vanilla-ness on offense and say, well, I know what that play is going to be. So if everybody in the stands knows, you don't think the guys across the field know by doing research and by studying film all week, preparing for the game. So if Gus Malzahn can literally get the heck out of the way and let Chip Lindsey run the offense, maybe it'll be good.
Even with everybody knowing what you're going to do, Auburn run for 271 yards a game. Imagine what could happen if you could throw the ball.
Imagine what you could do if you actually threw the element of surprise in there every once in a while.
Can Jarrett Stidham put Auburn over the top?
It'll have to be him.
If he's the starter.
It'll have to be. I mean, that's quit dabbling in crap. And let's get down to the brass tacks of the matter and say that, yes, I mean, he's going to have to be the guy to do it. That's what everybody said the last few years, Gus Malzahn included, without coming out and just saying it outright, that they've been hampered at that position, which has allowed them to have to, or forced them to have to temper down the offense to the vanilla-ness. So if you got a guy that has the sky's the limit for him, no ceiling, then everybody feels like that was the missing element for Auburn. And good quarterback play again can make Auburn rise back to the top. We know what we've had happen the last 2 times we've had outstanding quarterback play. We've been in national championship games. So does that mean that you're going to automatically get there? No. Does it up your chance to get there? Absolutely it does.
How will the offseason chaos affect Ole Miss? I think you said it earlier.
That's pretty much the sum of it. And you and I talked about, I think we had a discussion about, you asked me a question, would Hugh Freeze be fired 2 or 3 games in the season halfway in? I said, I think he'll be able to survive the
I
season.
said, would he be there 4 more years?
4 more years? He ain't making 4 weeks.
4 days.
So, I mean, that guy, look, that program is a total shambles, total disarray. They tweet out after Ole Miss football tweets out, right after all that happened a couple days later, doesn't change. Ole Miss football hasn't changed. Our goals haven't changed. All that. You can say all that stuff, but the mood, the atmosphere, everything around that program this year is already dead. And they know they're not playing for anything. They self-imposed a bowl ban, so they know they're not going to postseason. It just couldn't be any darker over there at Ole Miss right now.
Who steps up for Texas A&M at quarterback? I skipped one.
Well, you skipped Alabama, so I'll answer the Texas A&M one first. This has been the Achilles heel for Kevin Sumlin. keeping talented quarterbacks in College Station. He hadn't been able to do it, and they haven't had any consistency, and it's led. Now, I know Trevor Knight was a guy that came over from Oklahoma, and, you know, he kind of filled that void, but there was a reason that Baker Mayfield beat Trevor Knight out. Now, he looked like an All-American against us last year, but the deal is they've continued to hemorrhage guys at that position. So I don't know who steps up. You know, a couple of years ago, the kid that started the Thursday night game against South Carolina that had such a good game.
Kenny Hill.
Yeah, and he came out and Kenny
Trill
trilled right on out the door a few weeks later and never started again. Yeah. So who knows who's going to emerge there at Texas A&M?
Can Alabama replace the departed pass rushers?
Of course,
you want the short answer?
Of course they
That's
can.
why I skipped it. Yes. How will Arkansas handle the loss of Riley Williams III? Arkansas does not have a lot coming back.
I was going to say, I don't really see this Arkansas team being much.
I think they're going to struggle.
Well, they are, and again, Randy said it the other day. The problem with Arkansas is that Brett Bielema's fallen into this trap of trying to change identities. He came to this conference with a hardcore, big offensive line, run-over-you mentality. I think he's been caught up in the talk of, look, you can't win in this league against an Alabama and LSU in your own division running that style of offense. So he's changed, which now they're out in la-la land and they're in the middle of the forest with no identity. So now it's even worse. Now they've lost their running game. So I don't see this team. I don't think if Raleigh Williams was there, it would matter.
How good can LSU's defense be? Arden Key going to miss, I think, the fall practice, at least the beginning of it. He's questionable for the season now, I think. I don't know, with some issues.
Well, I'm going to tell you, with Arden Key, first of all, LSU's saving grace the last 10 years has been at defense. Their offense is always probably graded C or less. Mm-hmm. When was the last time you would give an LSU offense a B for a year?
Maybe,
I wouldn't.
Mettenberger maybe that last year.
Maybe. So for them to be any good, they've got to rely on their defense like they have for so daggum long. So that's the thing that you got to look at for LSU is that even without Arden Key, they got a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball. But, man, losing Arden Key would definitely be a blow because he is a game changer on that side of the ball.
Which team does the best job of avoiding the injury bug? That who knows?
That's a hard one. That's a hard one to
toss
answer.
The die. I mean, roll the dice.
Well, I mean, you got to look at teams that have more depth. You know, avoiding the injury bug, you don't know when an injury is going to happen, but teams that can survive the injury bug are the ones that have depth, and those are like the Alabamas of the world, Auburn on
key positions.
In
Auburn
certain position. Auburn's been decimated.
Quarterback and running back. I mean, two of your best offensive players are out. And you just can't replace them.
Probably the most burning question coming.
Can anyone take down Alabama?
Yet to be seen.
It's a good question.
Yet to be seen.
I think they can.
Well, I mean,
because it's been done.
That's right.
But will they is a better question.
That's right. Does Alabama falter? You know, the thing about Alabama, every year it seems like they don't have any chinks in the armor. There are no weaknesses that people can exploit. There's nothing that you could get on and try to ride and expand that hole. And that's the problem. A lot of times if you have the least little bit of something that doesn't go right, that can cause things to unravel. And Alabama has done an outstanding job of preventing that from happening the last several years.
We're up against another break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown.
More or less.
Right after this.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization, wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat, full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma, all with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com, 888-533 888-888-6758. Go straight to the source. Sign Source.
Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
This will be the final segment of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown, at least for Andy and Brett. We are going to, we were able to catch up with Coach Danny Horn, as we talked about. We started the show with Benjamin Russell. We'll end the show with Benjamin Russell. Luke Robinson did an interview with Coach Horn at Show Your Colors, I believe.
That's right.
And so we're gonna replay that interview for you and let you get some comments or listen to Coach Horn talk about Benjamin Russell and his time here.
And by the way, let's just say congratulations to Bryant Horn.
Oh, yeah.
Really looks like he's going to be the starter for Jacksonville State.
Absolutely.
I mean, and, Coach Gross got up there at the press conference, really talked about that, and that's really cool. That kid's a resilient kid. He's what you want on your football team. He just embraces the role of whatever you give him. He doesn't complain about it. Looking forward to watching that this year.
Absolutely, and this was this Danny Horn interview was a part of a new segment or new thing we're doing on social media.
That's right.
The social scene.
That's already been released out on social media. If you follow us out there on Twitter and Facebook and all of our social media outlets, this social scene has really been great. Randy's had some great interviews already. Luke's gotten a few under his belt. I've got a couple coming up. So you've seen it possibly already on Facebook and Twitter, but now we'll have it on our show. We'll, from time to time, air some of them on our show.
And we'll quickly close out the show with a little more or less. More likely destination for Hugh Freeze, Tuscaloosa, Auburn, or some high school?
None. Not right now. I don't think he surfaces anywhere right now.
Offensive analyst?
No. Not right now.
Not right now.
No, just untouchable right now.
Less chance of receiving a Christmas card from LeBron James, Kyrie Irving or Dan Gilbert?
Probably Dan Gilbert,
Yeah.
I would think.
I think that's probably
Kyrie
accurate.
Irving, though, hasn't made. Look, let me just say this. This is my point about LeBron James. You know, everybody's like, this guy is all about him. You know, he may portray the image.
I might say Kyrie Irving's all about him.
Well, Kyrie Irving is trying to, I mean.
He says, I don't want to play, I don't want to be the second fiddle. He can't put his ego aside to win a championship.
Well,
that means to me that it's all about him.
Well, it can be, Andy, but I mean, all of those guys that are. Well, LeBron James surely wouldn't even be competing for a championship if it weren't him. You know, Chicago has had that uniqueness about Scottie Pippen understood his role. You know, John Paxson understood his role. Horace Grant understood his role. And all those guys understood. But Michael Jordan did a great job of always going out saying, I need these guys. This guy, if without him and his 20 points tonight and his 10 rebounds, you know, my 45, because if you remember before the cast was assembled, Michael Jordan was scoring 40 and 50 points and wasn't winning squat. Yeah. So you're right. I know it's a combination, but this is a recurring pattern where LeBron James can't keep somebody there with him, always wanting to bail out and get the heck out of Dodge.
Part of it, I think, is just a mentality of the players today, too.
That's right.
That goes into it. More embarrassing, breaking a tooth, celebrating with teammates, Aaron Judge, or losing a $100,000 earring, jet skiing in a lake.
$150,000 earring, diamond earring for Julio Jones. First of all, that's stupid and irresponsible for having that in your ear out on a jet ski.
Yeah.
And a lack of, and to me, that just shows a lack of respect and disregard for money. Now, he may say, oh, it was in my ear, forgot. And then he could have. All right, but I don't know if you forget that you got a $150,000 earring in your ear.
Why do you have it in your, I mean.
Breaking the tooth on the helmet is just bad luck.
That's bad luck.
I mean, that's just bad luck.
Yeah, I agree 100%. More stupid maybe was a better.
That was exactly, more stupid would have been the earring.
Less probable occurrence.
Hey, you want to go dive?
Houston Nutt lawsuit being dismissed. Ole Miss filed a motion to have that lawsuit dismissed. Or Matt Luke winning 6 to 8 games this season. His father, Tom Luke, went on the radio. He was a former defensive back in the 60s and said in order for his son to take the interim label off, he needed to win 6 or 8 games. So which is more probable, the lawsuit being dismissed or Luke winning 6 to 8 games?
More probable is I would say the lawsuit. I don't know. I'd say the lawsuit getting dismissed has a better chance than Matt Luke winning.
And it has no chance.
And it's got 0 chance. So that tells you what the odds are there. So
more highly anticipated for you, Brett Pritchard. 30 for 30 on the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Or Mayweather-McGregor fight.
Boy, this Nature Boy thing's great. Boy, everybody's fired up about that, aren't they? I will tell you, though, if you're watching this media rounds with Mayweather and McGregor, it's hard not to be. The build-up, they're doing a great job on this promotion of this fight. Now, like you said earlier, it'll probably be the dud of duds. That Pacquiao-Mayweather fight, now we found out Pacquiao ain't beat anybody anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, he's lost every match he's been in since he fought Mayweather. But
I'd have liked to have seen that fight 10 years ago.
That's right. But Mayweather is a dancer, and he's not a guy that's going to get in there and mix it up. He's going to move around a lot and let time expire, and he's going to jab you here and win by points. So all the talking. Now, if they could get in there no holds barred and just get after it and punch the heck out of each other, man, be outstanding.
If he could use his feet, there would be no contest.
Well, maybe it wouldn't last around.
Yeah.
I mean, Mayweather would be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd grab him and squeeze his head off. So, but that's so I'm probably going to end up saying that Nature Boy is going to be more anticipated.
I'm looking forward to that. Less appropriate. Not welcoming back OJ to the U.S. program, which they have, or protesting Michael Vick's induction into the Virginia Tech Hall of Fame. Now, which do you think of these is
less appropriate?
Yeah, is less appropriate. I mean,
both of them make my skin crawl, but I think Michael Vick getting into the Hall of Fame is probably justified because
the guy's paid his debt, right?
That's my point. I mean he's as horrific and bad as that was, he has owned it. He stepped up. Again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning of the show. Some people find themselves in situations sometimes they let their life get out of control. They're doing some things they're not proud of. It's bad. That's what Michael Vick did. Doesn't not remove what he did. He'll have that label carried with him. But he has done numerous interviews. He's raised money for animal shelters. Now he's understood, he's owned his issue, and he's tried to make amends. O.J. Simpson needs to go dig a hole.
That is very appropriate for them not to welcome him.
Why would you want that guy back on your campus?
No, absolutely not.
Stay
so
away.
I think definitely the Michael Vick thing is the less appropriate.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
All right, that's going to wrap up the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. Thank you so much
there's still
for
got
joining
2 more
us.
segments.
Two more segments, but we will not be with you. But stay tuned for the interview with Coach Danny Horn. And tune us in on Tuesday night, the first show of August. My goodness, the time is flying by. For Brett Pritchard, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Yamaha is beating the field in just about every category of motorsport products, offering unbelievable performance, handling, features, technology, and at prices that are blowing everyone's mind, especially the competition. Visit Twin City Yamaha on Stage Road in Auburn.
Hi, this is Scott Tway with Twin Cities Yamaha in Auburn. Isn't it about time to put some fun back in your life? Call us and see what we mean. 334-821-0439 or on the web at www.twincitiesyamaha.com.
Purchasing a new home is easier than you think, and America's Home Place can show you the way. For over 41 years, we've built thousands of homes for people just like you. We guide you through the entire process from purchasing a lot, finding financial options, to putting the finishing touches on your beautiful new house. Come tour our showroom and see over 100 customizable floor plans. Visit us online at americashomeplace.com/TV for a free floor plan book. America's Home Place. We make building easy.
Your comfort is our #1 concern. Advanced heat and air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our #1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Hello, I'm Harvey B. Campbell Jr., the manager and founding partner of Alabama Consumer Law, LLC. We are a law firm dedicated to helping you, the consumer, from all kind of debt issues. We can handle Chapter 13s, Chapter 7s, and Chapter 12s, and Chapter 11s if you need help.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers. We are a debt relief agency. We are a private company. We are not associated with any state or federal government agency.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you, gotta get to Gills. Selection and price, gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn.
Welcome into the Sports Blitz social scene presented by Lee Marketing Group and the Sure Shot. I'm your host, Randy Lee Jr. The Sports Blitz social scene is a weekly one-on-one interview with coaches, players, even businesses that support athletics in our communities around Alabama. This week, we're at Show Your Colors at Benjamin Russell High School, where we'll catch up with numerous players, coaches, dance team, and band members. So let's go catch up with them.
The Sure Shot, located on Highway 280 in Alexander City, is Lake Martin Sportsman's headquarters.
In the market for a new rifle or shotgun? Come to the Sure Shot. Want a new bow or need to practice with the one you have? Come to the Sure Shot. Thinking about a firearm for self-defense? Come to the Sure Shot. Got a hunt planned and need some gear? Come to the Sure Shot. For all your archery, shooting, and hunting needs, let the Sure Shot be your first stop.
Welcome back to Show Your Colors here in beautiful downtown Alexander City. We're at the BRHS Band Practice Field, and I've got Coach Danny Horn with me now of the BRHS Wildcats. Coach, how you doing?
Great, great.
Want to get into football, obviously, but I also want to give you a moment to talk a little bit about an event that happened last night, a drawdown event that was put on by the quarterback club, and I want you to tell everybody about that event so that they can get ready for it next year, obviously, if they didn't participate this year, and also where the money goes from that event.
Oh, we had a great time. I'm telling you, it was probably the best time I've had since I've been here. We sell $100 tickets, and you got a chance to win $5,000, and it all goes to the quarterback club, and you know, it's really a great deal. I was telling, in fact, my mother said, well, I mean, this is a great deal because, you know, you buy a $100 ticket, but you get two people that can eat at state dinners, and you know, that's $20 a plate right there. So that's $40. So really, you got $60 in it. Plus, if they do call your name out, you get everybody gets a prize. So it's a great function, and we had the most tickets sold. We sold right at 400 tickets, and it's a great event. A lot of you know, the last 25 people that's in it can, if they get the ticket drawn, can pay $100 to get the ticket put back in only once. But you know, we had like 14 people do that, and of course it takes a little bit longer, but and then the final winner. But we had 2 tickets left, and the winners, they split it, so it was a great night.
It really was. It's always a lot of fun. How many years has this been going on?
Oh, ever since I've been here. We've been doing it for 8-9 years since I've been here, and it's you know, last night was probably the biggest selling ticket-wise that we've ever had, and you know, it all goes to the quarterback club, and you know, they help us so much. I mean, I told the kids this morning before workouts, I said, you know, we are really blessed to be here in Elliott City because, you know, we got people that support us. You know, they raise money, and we've got, you know, great equipment, great facilities, and you know, and I said, you know, and it's not that, you know, people want us to win, and there's nobody wants to win more than me, but you know, what they expect from me is to go out there and play hard and play with class and play with character, and just make this community proud. And it was a big event last night, and all the funds go to feeding the team and what other things we need. And we got a 12th man club coming up in a couple of weeks, also raise money for whatever we need. So you know, we're lucky to be in a place where, you know, financially we're pretty well set, and you know, it all goes back to the kids.
Yeah, football is very important to this community and to really all the surrounding communities, but you'd be hard-pressed to find a place that's as passionate about their team as Alexander City is, I think. Well, I hate to tell you this, and I'm sure you already knew it, but you're not going to have N'Kobe Maxwell next year. That was one of my favorite players at BRHS ever. I just happened to be lucky enough to do a few segments with him last year where I followed along his recruitment, and just what a kid. What a really good kid. And I know you're going to miss him, but somebody's got to step up, and just like he stepped up last year, so who's that going to be this year?
Well, we got a couple of backs we're looking at. You know, Kiki, David, you know, those two in the backfield. We got a couple of 10th graders now that were 9th graders last year. That's going to see some action back there. But, you know, N'Kobe's going to be a hard person to replace because he was, you know, a good kid, but, man, he was a hard, tough runner. And, you know, he's going to play in the All-Star game, you know, tomorrow night, as a matter of fact, up there for the South. And it's going to be hard to replace him, but we got a couple of people that I think, you know, we depending on that's going to carry the load that I think can get the job done.
yeah, I get to call him tomorrow night. I'm going to call that game, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to get to see him play because I usually do the scoreboard show, so I don't get to see him play as much. And I was really disappointed that he wasn't a part of the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game. I thought, put him in there somewhere, return man, defensive back, whatever you want to do if it's not going to be running back. But, yeah, that's one of my favorite all-timers from BRHS in my time being from here. So what about quarterback situation, Coach? That's one thing probably everybody asks you about is who's going to be the quarterback and what's it going to be like this year?
Well, I mean, obviously the quarterback is the most important position of any sports position, of any sport. And you got to have, several qualities. You got to be a winner, number one. And there's a lot of things go into it. And, Landon Cotney was he started about halfway through the season last year and played really well, as a 10th grader. And we got him coming back, and he's improved a little bit and grown a little bit more mature. And he's still got a lot of work to do and a lot of decision making. Now that's where he needs to, and that comes with a lot of experience, and he needs to get better at making the better decisions on the field. But we're working with that, and I feel good about him. He's actually the second fastest player on our team.
Wow.
And he needs to use his legs a little bit more, and we've been working with that. And he just needs to get a little confidence, and he can throw the ball fairly well. And we'll run first team, but we still gonna have to throw the ball some, and he's got the capability of doing both.
What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Sports Media, and LMG Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design, tees and signs, ad placement, and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting-edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
If I'm not mistaken, your schedule switches up a little bit last year. It was tough sledding last year. You had more away games, did you not? Yeah. And this year you're going to have more home games. So that works out pretty well for you guys. Talk about the schedule and some of the interesting matchups you have coming up.
Well, last year we had 6 away games, and this year we got actually 7 home games because we're actually paying minor to come here 2 years in a row. So that gave us 7 for this year, and we got some big games at home. And we got Clay Central at home first game. We got Opelika at home. We got Oxford at home. We got Wetumpka at home. We got Beauregard at home, and so there's a great home schedule, and we're looking forward to it. The only problem is we're playing the same teams, and they all were pretty good last year. And I told our opponent's record last year was 80-32. And at the end of the regular season, if you go back and I always do this and add up your opponent's won and loss record, if they're around 500, you had a pretty good schedule. Well, ours was 80-32, and 8 out of the 11 teams were ranked when we played them. So we play the same folks. That's a bad thing, but the good thing is that we play 7 of them at home, and that ought to help us out some.
Well, and not only that, I mean, you throw out casually and later down the list that you'll play Beauregard, who they just happen to have Mr. Football in the state of Alabama, who is a Mississippi State commitment now, and he's coming back. I would, if you don't mind, I'd like for you to talk a little bit about him and what he did last year and how he impressed you, because this is one of the more fascinating prospects in the state this season, I think. Alabama and Auburn have looked another way, and he's going to Mississippi State. I think he could do big things in Starkville.
I do too. They probably looking away because of his size. He's only about 5'8", and nowadays, if you're not 6 foot tall or something, they won't even look at you. It's the craziest thing ever. We had Tyree Gray that could play at Auburn, Alabama, Jacksonville State, and all them, and for some reason, he goes up there at Murray State, and it's going to start. And right. He's been working this summer with us, and he's really gotten a lot better. And so they put a lot of emphasis on size and that. But he's about 5'8" and probably 195, and he's just a bowling ball. I mean, his legs is real, that big around. I mean, he's just hard man to bring down. And we didn't play that well against them last year. They ran up and down the field at will. You know, by the end of the year, defensively, we weren't too good last year, but you know, he
does that to a lot of teams.
Well, he does, but you know, you'd think that, you know, you'd be geared for him, but even though you know he's going to get the ball, you know, you still got to tackle him, and he's got deceptive speed too. He's a really good running back, and he's gonna. I noticed where he did sign or committed to Mississippi State, and they got them a person that it's not really well known, I don't think yet, but one day he will be, I think.
No, I'm right there with you, but I do have good news. Minor doesn't have Jalen Adams coming back, and I think that's a real positive thing. You know, they were one of the more interesting teams, and I wonder if they're going to have the same conundrum this season with their kicking game. I mean, they would just go for it everywhere.
Well, they changed coaches this year, and they had a lot of seniors last year. They lost a quarterback, and lost that receiver, and lost a running back, and so they're going to be a little bit different team, I think. But yeah, I mean, I never seen a team go forward on their own 5-yard line. Of course, obviously it worked. But we had a guy. I mean, we had a guy covered, and he slipped down and he caught it and then ran 95 yards. But that's kind of unusual. And as you know, and that's the thing about last year. We was in a lot of games, and then when something bad would happen, we would just fold, and we would never the same afterwards. And you know, during that game, the score was 14-14. We're going in to score, and at least kick field goal. And we throw an interception, and this was less than 2 minutes left. We throw an interception, and we happen to stop them. Well, they go for it and score. They kick off, we fumble, and they score again. So instead of us being up at the least 17-14 at half, they up 28-14. And of course, they were very, very talented. But there's another game. You know, we played well up until 2 minutes of the second quarter, and then after that, and I mean, we go to Oxford, and you know, Oxford finished the season undefeated, and you know, we go in a halftime ahead and driving in the third quarter and throw a pick six. And after that, we just had things like that happen to us. But, you know, these kids, they've worked really hard this summer, and
are they hungry? You feel like they're very hungry after last year?
I think they learned a little bit from last year. I know I have. I wake up in the middle of the night with nightmares, you know, of just, you know, the ball just didn't bounce our way, and you have some years like that, and you know, playing tough teams. I'm not making excuses, but you know, we played some tough teams, and we wasn't as good as I was hoping that we'd turn out to be, and that's just not a good matchup. But I think these kids are a little bit more hungry. I think they understand, you know, what happened last year, and even though you know, we lost some really talented players last year, but I think this team is going to play a little bit more as a team, and I'm looking forward to it.
You know, I do wonder, Coach, how much of this last year, the disappointment last year, goes back to that Spanish Fort game where BRHS had the lead and then Spanish Fort makes their comeback. I wonder if I may be overthinking it, saying there could have been some carryover, but you know, now hopefully it's over and done with. Is we welcome Albee, 2 Alabama guys. Welcome Albee up here. We'll still welcome. We're friendly. If we've won 3 in a row, we can be friendly to them, can't we, Coach? Well, Coach, thanks so much for being with us. And best of luck to you this year. I know you're going to do a great job. Can't wait to see you guys play and get out there. And maybe it'll cool off a little for you.
We're looking forward to it. I think the players are looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be an exciting season.
That was Coach Danny Horn, BRHS Wildcats. Does an amazing job every single year. Lucky to have him, and thankfully he is joining us today at Show Your Colors. We'll be back in just a minute.
June will mark 10 years of providing quality. What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Media, and LMG Baker Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design and branding to ad placement and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting-edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
Your
comfort is our #1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our #1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
If you had $6,000, how would you spend it?
I'd pay bills.
How about a new car?
Vacation!
At Hyundai of Auburn today, you can get the new car and do the other things.
What? How?
Pick out your dream car and drive away with as much as $6,000 to spend however you'd like.
America's best warranty and $6,000?
Luxury and $6,000.
Be thinking how to spend your $6,000. HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Vacation!
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
The door is open, the beer's cold, and the biscuits are hot at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. Fishing season is in year-round and live bait is available. Non-ethanol gas is available along with propane and pellet ice. So come on by and see what we're all about, where the kitchen is open Monday through Friday early at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. And tell them old Katie sent you right here from the front porch, WAXC TV.